Hello and welcome to Sheba online classes, standard 6. Today I'll be taking supplementary unit 2, supplementary Gulliver's Travels. Okay, it's a very interesting and very nice story. Listen to it properly, and then afterwards you have to give a reading. Read the story, then that is all small minute. That you just read it. No, it's a fun reading. Okay, always see stories. No, it's very much fun to read. Just to hear the story, it's good, very interesting, but to read it will be more interesting. Okay, so after I give you the story, gist of the story, you make it a point to read it, right? Okay, so the characters in this lesson supplementary lesson is Gulliver. Gulliver, he is the ship's doctor. Okay, I'll tell you the story, you'll understand. He's the ship's doctor. And then Lilliputians. Lilliputians are it's a country where only Lilliputians means very small people, very like I say thumb size. So much only people were living there. And Gulliver is a normal person. When he got into there was a shipwreck, and he entered a island which is owned by the Lilliputians, where small people live. Okay, like dwarfs, like elves, right? Okay, who wrote the story is Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift wrote this. He is the author of this story, right? Okay, I will start. Gulliver is a ship's doctor. Ship's doctor, he took part in his job. Ships are going on a long voyage. There is a ship, it is going on a long voyage, and in the ship they have all the facilities, no? Like when one ship is going for a long voyage means what? A long journey from one point to the other point. Without stopping, they go on a long journey. So when this is say 18th century, it's a very old story this is. So when they are going, what happens is in a ship, what is necessary? They need fuel, they need food, water, and then if there is a climate changes, for that kind of a purpose they have some things, and then in case you fall sick, there's a doctor. Okay, so medicines and doctor. So like that, Gulliver was a ship's doctor. That whichever the ship he was coming, he was the doctor in that ship. So what happened one day? So they embarked on a journey, on a long voyage. As they were going, they had to a violent storm, that's a violent cyclone, a storm struck in the mid of the ocean. It struck the ship, and the ship was the storm was so violent that the ship was taken into a different direction, and it got hit by a big wave, and it was shattered. That is the big ship was broken into pieces. And then luckily what happened is, from there the people who managed to jump out of the ship, and they took on these lifeboats, small boats, lifeboats. They jumped into the lifeboats, and one of them was Gulliver. He also jumped into the lifeboat, and they kept rowing to a safer place away from the storm. But even then the waves were so violent and so horrible and so dangerous that even that small boat also was not able to hold them. So the boat also swirled and went around, and then hit on to the big wave, like one tsunami like wave came and hit the boats, and the boats also shattered to pieces, and Gulliver was in a big wave took Gulliver to an island. So that island, one place, to land only, one place, it took him there, and then he was so in such a dizzy, so like he was so tired and something, he hit on the stone, and then he felt unconscious, and he was lying there sleeping for hours. So, okay, then afterwards what happened? But he was saved, he did not die in that thing. Okay, he was saved. He went to that island and he was saved. Because he was a very good swimmer. Gulliver was a very good swimmer, so he tried to manage. Some men, those who fell off from the ship, they drowned. He was strong enough. This Gulliver was very strong. So even when his boat also was struck, he tried to manage to swim and come to the shore. Okay, that is whichever land was available, whichever land was close by. So he swam towards the land, and when he reached there, he was so tired, and he hit against. He was so violent. Something has hit on his head. He came to that shore, and he fell asleep. Okay, so for a long time, for hours, he was sleeping. Then afterwards, what happened? Suddenly, when he woke up, he could see that his legs are not moving, his hands are not moving, even his head is not moving. Why? Because everything was tied down. Then he could feel that his legs were tied by one rope. Okay, one thin rope was holding his legs. And then even his hair, he had long hair, his hair, all the strands, his hair were just like pegged with the how they put for a tent, when they're building a tent, how they put a peg, they hit a peg on the thing, no, the tent the rope to hold it tight. So like that kind of a big pegs were holding his hair. So you can see the picture there, you can understand. The picture given there, you can see, no, the picture. So in the picture you can see how the Gulliver was totally that is, he was tied down to the ground. So fully he was, hands and legs, everything were tied down. So then afterwards he could see some men, something crawling on his body. What is crawling on his body? He saw just this much only. That is his his palm size. His palm size, one man standing there and talking to him. So what is he? He was thinking, who this is? Then afterwards, he was so hungry and he was so tired and hungry. He wanted to eat something. So he kept showing actions. I want to eat. I want to drink, like that. No, but they did not understand. So when with force, he brought out his right hand. When he brought out his right hand, everything, all the pegs and the ropes felt loose, and he was trying to get up. But when he was trying to get up, what happened? From all places, no, all around him, all small men were having this bow and arrow in this quiver and tried to throw the bow and arrow on him, and all the arrows came and stuck on his face and his hands and on all around his neck and face. So that was hurting him really. Just imagine some pins coming and poking on our face. How will we feel? Same thing only. All the arrows came at a stretch. So many, like 100 arrows came on his face and his necks and hand. So immediately he fell back again. He lied down. Then immediately after one few minutes, he could see one person. Where he was having a spear in his hand and trying to convey something to the Gulliver, saying in some language which he did not understand at all. He didn't understand what that man was telling. So then he immediately said something. He's telling, he thought what he could understand is, he said he wanted to eat and drink. So he said, we will give you whatever you want, but you should behave yourself. That's what that man was telling. That is, he may be the leader of that Lilliputians. Lilliputians means small people. Okay, Lilliput we say, no, most of the time, like funnily you want to, any person, a short person in your class or anywhere you say he looks like a Lilliput. Lilliput means what? A small man, small people. Okay, so this Lilliputians leader said, we will give you whatever you want. We will give you food, we will give you drink, but you should behave yourself, not to hurt anybody. Then Gulliver said, okay, I will not. First give us something to eat. So then afterwards they freed him. Then he gave him food. So small pieces. Like for them it is a big basket it came to. They were not able to hold also. But when it came to Gulliver, it was like one small say one toy piece, like that it was. Small thing. With one mouth he could eat that full basket, like that. So many fruits and meat and loaves of bread, something, all that came. Then they brought two big barrels of, for them it is barrel, for him it was like one small tumbler of water. Okay, so that's like this, so many things they brought and came, and hungrily he ate everything. Gulliver, he ate up everything. And then afterwards, after some time, that the head of that the Lilliputian said, okay, we are used. Then for days he was tied down. For days he was tied, and then afterwards they gave him, see that food what they gave, no, had some intoxicating substance in it. That is, when Gulliver had eaten all that, the food and drink, whatever they gave, it had some unconscious. That is, he felt unconscious and he slept. So some medicine was mixed in that food. So for them to make him sleep. Okay. So then after eating that food and that drink, he fell asleep. So he kept sleeping for hours and hours. Then afterwards, what happened? What this Lilliput did is, again he tied him up, and then they put rollers underneath him, and he rolled him down inside. They took him right inside he was outside, but near the sea. So from there, he took him, rolled him down into the city, that is inside their country, inside their kingdom. They took him inside, and then near the king's palace, they took him inside. So when they rolled him down to the king, then he could suddenly feel that there's something, his body is moving. So what is it he was thinking then? But he was so much in sleep, so he was thinking, he's imagining like he's being moved or something. So he was moved in putting rollers behind him, underneath him, and he was rolled down taken him right inside the kingdom. And then the king was sitting there and just watching him for hours. For days he was tied down just like that. Okay, he was given food and water, but he was tied down. So just to see how he is. So he said actually he wanted to get up, actually Gulliver, when he woke up, no, he wanted to get up, take a few people in his hand, like in one hand he could take up I think 50 people, crush them nicely, kill them, like that he was thinking of that. But immediately he said, if I do that kind of my behavior is wrong, means I won't get anything to eat or drink, so I better behave myself, I better not do anything wrong, he was saying. So they were giving him everything, food and water, time to time they were given, but he was tied on only. Then after some time, what happened? After a few days, the king said, oh, this man is a very nice man, so we better not hold him like in chains or tie him down, we will free him. So from that day onwards, he was freed. But in one condition, what he said is, the king of the Lilliputians said, you must help us. Okay, you must help us, you must save us from whatever is happening. Whenever we need you, you must help us. Then Gulliver said, okay, fine, I will help you. But you must give us enough food and water. So everything was decided. Was an agreement. There was an agreement done. And then afterwards, what happened? Nearby there was another kingdom was going to have a fight with them, a battle. There was a severe battle happening. So what happened is they also that is one Velucci, that is one nearby country, nearby there is a country where they wanted to have a fight with the Lilliputians. So Lilliput also were ready to fight with them. Okay. So that time what the king said, now Gulliver, it is your turn to help us. So please help us, don't let us down. So then afterwards, towards the sea, when you see towards the sea, the enemy countries, 100 ships were completely loaded with arms and everything. Men were coming towards, the fleet of ships were coming towards Lilliput country. So then Lilliputian said, come on Gulliver, you have to save us now. So Gulliver, what he did is, he got down in the sea, took ropes, tied all the ships together, and they pulled the ships together and rolled them round and round and round. He just twisted them round and round till all the people in the ship became dazed, and they were like this, round, they were roaming about. No? So he they rotated them so much, and he threw them, and they all fell into the sea, and they ran away. They all ran away to their country itself. So there was no war. So they were won, and nothing was destroyed. No destruction was done in Lilliput. So from then on, Gulliver was the king believed Gulliver, and from then the day onwards, Gulliver lived in that country itself, lived in the Lilliputians country forever and forever, because the king believed him, and he was one of the country things. They given him the freedom to move about freely. So this is the story of Gulliver's travels. Then go through the story, read it once. Please read the story. Okay, read it, because any questions may be asked, small questions may be asked, fill up, choose. You must be able to answer. Read it and enjoy the story. Thank you.